can you really replace your income through property? Can you really get financial freedom using property as a vehicle? Well, this is exactly what I'm going to be sharing today with you. 7 specific steps that you can take to get your financial freedom. Tangible steps. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dovedi, the founder of Premier Property, and I'm an investor developer where we've bought millions of pounds of property, and right now we're active in the property market and we're buying millions of pounds of property. And because of this, I share information with people like you who actually really want to make a move forward and replace their current income. So let's discuss these 7 specific steps. So the first step is to actually work out the exact number that you need to replace. Because the thing is, there's so many people out there who are very confused about financial freedom. They hear it, it's bandied around, but they don't really know, what the step is. What is that number that they need to replace? So I would urge you to actually think about this right now, and maybe you can write it down right now as we go into this. So if you're an employee, that's going to be pretty easy. So that is money that you got coming in after the tax, after the national insurance. So the money that comes into your bank account, I would suggest that's the number that you work with. If you're in business, you'll be thinking about the actual profit that you have in your business, the money that you pay yourselves from that profit. So you will know that from your last tax return. And if you're new in business, you can estimate the actual money that you are going to be paying yourself in this year by doing this simple exercise, and you will have a figure that is in front of you. So now you've got a tangible number right in front of you. So, that might be £2,000 a month, that could be £3,000 a month, 4 or 5, or whatever your number is to replace your current income. Because if you think about it, once you've done that, once you replace your current income in your current lifestyle, then, really you have many choices, don't you? You're free to carry on doing whatever you're doing as you got property income coming in. Or you might decide, you don't want to be doing that job anymore, and you could give up that job. Although I wouldn't suggest that, because you can get mortgages with a payslip. Just something to keep in mind. However, you can do it the way you want to do it. But the point is, you have your financial figure that you can replace. Now, following this, the next step that I'm going to share with you, is something that many property investors don't do. They just literally listen to someone out there who isn't a property investor, who isn't a property developer, and they just go with the latest fad, the latest thing that sounds great, and they haven't really got a specific strategy. So step 2 is really to identify your specific property strategy. Now at Premier Property, we have 10 specific strategies. I don't have the time to go into all of those right now, but just stay with me, and this is something I can cover later in another video. So think about your specific strategy that is going to be working for you, depending on what you're doing, depending on where you are, depending on what your resources are around you, and depending upon your area. And also, how much capital you've got, or capital that you haven't got, to actually be investing in property. Because either way, you can make it work. So it's about identifying your specific strategy in property. What is it? Is it buy-to-lets? Is it HMOs? Is it rent-to-rent? Is it service accommodation? Is it going to be permitted development? Is it no money in deals? Is it going to be development? What is that specific strategy? Now, the next step, point 3 that I want to share with you is, really understanding the detailed know-how of this strategy. Because what I've noticed about property is that there's 2 ways of doing this. One way is the really slow way, where you're having to invent things yourself, work things out for yourself. That's I found personally to be the hardest way of doing it, because when I started, I couldn't find people with information. Now, what I found is that the fastest way of actually doing this is finding people with the information, with the know-how about your specific strategy, and learning the detail of this know-how, which is going to make it very easy for you, which is going to make it very doable for you. So financial freedom isn't just a dream, it actually becomes very tangible, and you're actually moving forward if you're following what I'm saying here. Now, 4th step I want to share with you is actually having a plan. Now, you've already identified the numbers, you found what that is, you now identified your strategy, you've learned some of the know-how, so you've got some detail on what to do. And following this, it's actually now mapping out a plan for yourselves on how you can actually achieve your success, how you can achieve replacing your money, from your current income. And how you can get this financial freedom is by having this plan. Now, with the plans, in terms of what we do at Premier Property, we have specific plans that we have on a monthly basis. And I always personally check in on the plan to check in, have we done all the things that we said we're going to be doing in a month? Most of the time we have, sometimes we haven't, and that follows on to the next month. So it just keeps you on track. So having a monthly plan, a simple plan with a little bit of flexibility around it. Not every single detail is in that month, but you've got the key aspects of what you need to do. And remember, make this easy for yourselves. So things that are very doable, you put into that month. And in the same way, you'll have a month plan followed by another month plan and so on, and you'll have a quarterly plan. So you're chunking up into a quarterly plan, and you chunk that up further, which is your yearly plan. And within these, like I say, you have the key actions that you then apply. Now you have a plan over a year, which typically with information is a time frame that you can replace your income in. And yes, you can. There's so much proof of this. There's so many people that I've trained that have done exactly this. I've done this as well. I've done it from a family, and you can do this. I really believe that you really can achieve this. Just trust me on this. Now, the fifth part I want to share with you is the point that you actually need to take some action, because you've got the know-how, you've learned the detail, you've got a plan. There's no point having a plan, is there, when someone isn't implementing it? So I would urge you now then to take the action. Make the action easy, make it bite-sized, so that you can actually get those tasks over the line. And before you know it, you're going to get so much done, within a month, within 2 months, within 3 months, and within a year to 24 months, your financial freedom is done. I don't want to make it sound so simple, but actually it is very simple. I mean, it's just simply following these steps. Now, one of the things that I've noticed that really helps with the action is having people around you that can support you. Because there's so many people out there where, they're surrounded by naysayers, people telling you, oh no, it can't be done, or that you can't do it, or, showing you that, they've had challenges and problems, and because they can't do it, they're telling you that you can't do it either. So, what I've noticed about that is, okay, sometimes they're very close members, right? Sometimes they can be friends and family and colleagues, can't they? So I've still surround myself with those people, but only in surrounding themselves as, staying friends, family, and so on. However, when it comes to property, I put them to one side, those people, and I surround myself with people that can actually support you. So think about your friends that are investing in property. Or maybe you can create new friends, create new relationships where you're on you have the like-minded approach, if you're following what I'm saying here, where you can actually be working with them, listening to what they're doing. And sometimes it's a friendly competition, sometimes it's support, sometimes they're guiding you and you're guiding them. So finding people around you that can support you, guide you, help you, and you can absolutely start from your circle of people that are around you. And like I say, really increase that in property to help you, to support you, to take the action. So that is point number 6. And following this, very easy to do, very easy not to do. And that is to make a commitment. How much do you really want this? Do you really want to replace your income? Are you fed up of your job? Are you fed up of working for somebody? Are you fed up of your employer? Maybe you don't even like your employer, or even if you do like your employer, maybe you're fed up over that job. If you enjoy your job, well, let's think about it. Is it a choice that you have to go into work, or is it something that you have to do? You can always have that love, have that journey of enjoying what you do, but having a choice to enjoy what you're doing. If you're following what I'm saying, and is the business that you're in currently, is it making the amount of money that you want to make? And if it is, where are you putting that money? Is it going into the bank earning 0.2% or whatever it is right now? Or can you be putting that into a vehicle like property to replace your current income, where property becomes passive? So it's about making the commitment to yourself. How much of a commitment are you going to make? So if you're like us at Premier Property, we call it putting the flag in the ground and saying, yes, I'm going to do this. And following point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like I mentioned, coming up with the figures that you need, coming up with a strategy, coming up with a detailed know-how, then understanding that you need to have a plan to implement, taking the action, and having support around you, and making the commitment that you can actually do this. So 7 steps. Now, if you're enjoying these videos that I'm doing here for you right now, you know there's a subscribe button just over here somewhere. So just click on that and I will share more videos with you as they come out. It's Dovedi helping you to take your property investing to the next level.